Got it. Okay. Good morning, everybody. And today we have this exciting workshop that we're going to learn from our coach, Verlaine Crawford. And Dr. Verlaine Crawford is a transformation coach, inspirational speaker, and author of 4 books and contributor to 3 anthologies: New Cells, New Bodies, New Life, Love Your Haters, and it is all about showing up by Lady Dr. Robbie Mutter. Dr. Verlaine careers including marketing executive for a variety of companies, and she has taught personal growth and spiritual development in Japan, Hong Kong, Australia, Bali, France, Italy, and across the United States. In 2023, she received an honorary doctorate in humanitarianism from the Global International Alliance University. So you can visit Verlaine's blog at www.creativelifeadventures.com, and you can contact her at her email, verlainecrawford@gmail.com. So welcome, Verlaine, and we're really excited to learn from you today. So let's start.
All right, thank you. First of all, I want to thank you so much, Angeline, for all your help that you gave me in setting this up and sending out so many flyers. And then we had the wrong day, but we're here. We've got Tuesday. So I'm also want to thank the whole process of the fact that GSFE is, allowing this kind of workshop to happen. And I want to thank each of you for being here today and giving me an opportunity to share what has been a very meaningful experience in my own life. So, but before I begin, I would like you to tell me just a little bit about yourself that maybe you don't usually talk about too much, that would apply to the idea that you want to release blocks in your life, and why you're here. Why do you want to learn this information? So you want to start, Angeline?
Okay, sure. Why? I just want to learn new things because to me, this is a different method, and what you're capable of doing and what you're going to teach us, to me, it's something new. And with my personality, we talked earlier, and to me, this is going to be something new for me. And that's why I'm really excited to learn from you. Thank you.
Thank you. Dr. Randy?
I'm open to new ideas and new growth and expanding my horizon, expanding my imagination. And we've talked before, and I was so impressed with what you were offering. And so I just wanted to learn more.
Great, thank you. Susie?
Well, I'm really excited, Verlaine, because I'd say that for the last 20 years, I've been in transformational mode. And I just recently learned that I have some hidden blocks because of my generational trauma that I talk about in my book. And I want to continue to release all of those holds that still creep up unwittingly, right?
Yeah, they're always there, it seems. New ones, they kind of pop up, yes.
Right.
Dr. Joan, tell me about why you'd like to, besides supporting us, which we appreciate.
I really want to learn more. You're never too old to learn more.
That's
and
right.
whatever techniques that you can offer me that I can develop myself to be a better person, that's why I'm here.
Oh, it's beautiful. That's beautiful. That's how I feel too. I always like learning. I never ever want to stop. It's just and then unlearn what I don't need to know.
Mhm.
So The whole idea of what I'm talking about is the fact that
Oh,
it's
Verlaine,
really,
sorry.
oh, yes.
Carol also joined us, but she's not. Carol is, are you there? Oh, Carol, see?
Oh,
Okay,
there you
Carol.
are. Great.
Hi, Carol.
Hi, Carol.
Go ahead.
Carol, I asked everybody what it is that, why they're here. If they have a specific reason or just general learning, but why have you joined us to learn today?
Well, I do these things. I love to learn. So I would have joined anyway, but this is about blocks, right? About your blocks. So
Yes,
I
yes.
have been working for years on money blocks, and I keep discovering new ones that I never thought of. So so I thought, well, it's a good topic for me.
Great.
That's
Oh,
wonderful.
wonderful. Welcome, Carol.
Yeah, and part of the whole concept of the way that I think about this, part of it is the fact that you are all reflecting me and that I reflect to you. And so how beautiful, you know, that we're all these people that love to learn. That shows that part of me to me that yes, indeed, that is true. And so this all began for me when I was 22 years old, which was a long time ago. And I met a man in an elevator, and I was really sad because a friend of mine had had a heart attack. And he looked at me and he says, I can see that you're sad. And he said, I was like you a year ago. I had lost everything. And he said, I was just sitting on the street corner and just didn't know what to do. And he said, this man came up to me and he sat down next to me and he said, you know, I have learned something that is very important, and that is to make a list of the things you want and the date by which you want them to happen. So how many of you have made lists of things you'd like, or a vision board or something to create, you know, something in your life? I would guess you have, Susie. Yeah, Joan, you have too. You've written down a list, and Carol, I think in the past you've done that. The thing is, I mean, we do it in business, we do it in, you know, sometimes in our personal life. And the way I thought about the list over time is it's like a shopping list, you know, you make the key things that you want to get at the grocery store, but you're walking around in the grocery store, you might pick up more stuff, you know, it doesn't block you from getting more. It just says, these things are definitive. And the idea is, for me, as I looked at it now, because I did make my list and everything happened before the date. And now I look back at it, and it was probably beginner's luck because I didn't have any blocks to the list. But the thing is that it's taking a thought and putting it down and making it two-dimensional, which moves it toward the three-dimensional manifestation. And John, my partner, had come up with a saying that made a lot of sense to me. He says, see it, be it, sense the source of it, and feel it, and sense the source, magic fulfillment. So when you make a list or you think about what it is you'd like to have in your life, you see it. And I did this with a yacht. Not that I really wanted to own a yacht, but I did. I thought it would be fun. So I had the colors all picked out in my mind. It was sort of a seafoam green with a peach and, you know, and so I started seeing it, this beautiful yacht, and it had the tables and chairs. It was all set with a buffet and, you know, this whole thing. I saw it. And then you feel it. You feel like what it's like to be there. You're walking around, you're doing all the stuff you would love on a yacht, and looking at the water, and then you feel it in terms of being being the yacht. And then you become the yacht. You feel like to be a big yacht out there, this big boat on the water, and you sense the source. You sense the energy of that boat. You feel the energy of that experience, and then magic fulfillment. And what happened for me in this particular case is I had an opportunity to do some consulting with AT&T This was for their software council when I was in high tech. And the award, or not the award, but the reward for everybody was to go to Fort Lauderdale and ride on a yacht. We had a whole day with the buffet and the music, and we're dancing, and I got my yacht. So that is a partial manifestation, but I didn't really say I was going to own a yacht. I just wanted to be on a yacht. So, okay, that's the list, and that is incredibly important. But then as I started telling everybody about the list, I'd watch, I'm doing my research. At age 22, 23, I'm looking, and sometimes it didn't happen all the way. And the yacht was later, and that was an example. But like one lady, she wanted to be married by a certain date. Well, this lady hadn't dated in about 30 years. And she didn't really like men very much. But the thing that did come out of the list was that she had some dates, and she started moving toward that goal. So that's the thing that I was looking at. Okay, what stops it? What stops it still for me to be a multimillionaire? It didn't happen, and why not? I guess the part of it for me is that my belief is I can have everything I want, and I don't need to have a lot of money. Now I'm just realizing that's my block, because why not have a lot of money, right? But everything I've ever wanted, the travel, the this, the that, was all paid for, it was cool. So, all right, we're going to move a little forward here. We're not that forward. Well, is that my next one? I'm learning how to move forward. Okay. So this is my 5th book, The Power of Wholeness, the missing key to create your desired reality. And then I get to put my PhD there, which is really cool. So what I'm saying here is to have you get into this mode of understanding that you're more than your body. You're more than your mind. You're more than your emotions. You are far greater than your physical reality. You are a light being manifesting as human. You are a co-creator and a messenger of God. I truly believe this is true, because I've experienced it. I've been able to travel out of body to different locations and to really understand that we have many layers of energy in our body, and that we can actually leave. We're connected by a silver cord. And I've gone to Paris, I went to Bali, I went different places. And the coolest thing that happened was I was teaching in Hong Kong, and I had some time to rest. And so I laid down on my bed, and John, I didn't know where he was at the time. He had been in Europe, and he was, I didn't know where. And so what he had suggested in the past is you look for the energy of that person. So I just it's pretending, right? You're pretending that this is happening, but it's not, because it's actually, you're feeling it. And so I kind of felt like I was going over Europe looking for his energy signature, just feeling he was there and wasn't there. And then I went over to London, and I'm looking around, and it's like I felt that. It's about, what does it feel like? It feels like energy. It just feels like what would it be like? It almost feels physical, but it's a pattern, okay? And I came down, and it was the park in London, and he was in a car, and I went down and looked, and I saw that he was fine. And that was good, I didn't know if it was real or not. I thought it was. It felt real. But about 2 weeks later, I got home, and he called me, and he said, "Are you okay? Are you all right?" And I said, "Yes. Why?" He said, "Well, I was riding in a taxi in London, going around the park, And all of a sudden I saw you. You were outside the window. And then you came in and sat next to me. And I said, I did. And he said, well, you know, in an energy way. And so that was really, really fun. So why am I telling you that? Because if you understand the layering of energy, and what we're going to do is look at how we energetically create, and we energetically and magnetically bring that to us. We bring that experience, we bring that person, we bring that thing into our lives. Okay. All right. Wholeness is what I'm talking about. And what is it? It's about balance. It's about symmetry, equilibrium, stability, and steadiness. And if you can imagine, there's this big circle of light that's around you. And it's so beautiful. And in it is floating all these thoughts and beliefs and patterns and all these things that are your life and your plans and your ideas and everything. They're all around you. You don't hold everything in your brain. You hold some of it in your auric field, right? And that's why psychics, and I can also do that too, or you're looking at somebody's aura and you can see so much. And so when they say you're reading someone's mind, you're reading it right. You're reading it in pictures mostly for me. So anyway, living in wholeness allows us to move with the flow of energy, to attract the vibrational frequencies to manifest our dreams. So this is an energy. You know, this first layer of your body is a vibrational frequency. If you look under an electron microscope, you are energy. That's it. I mean, everything in this planet is energy. And the next layer, which is the astral realm, which is emotions, is vibrating faster here. Above that is the mental. It's moving even faster. That's your thoughts, ideas. And then as you go beyond the mental, you're into that spiritual realm of the masters. And that's why they suggest that you meditate and relax, because then you can go beyond thought and into a very peaceful state. So what we're going to cover in this workshop is you are a co-creator of your reality. We're going to talk about the 4 cornerstones of life, and you're going to identify what you desire, what your talents and values and priorities are, the missing key to release blocks to manifestation, the infusion integration technique, the mirroring effect, and intuition is your guide. Are there any questions at this point? No.
That's a whole lot of stuff, Verlaine.
Yeah, I know it is. How many days are you going to be here? All right. The missing key is understanding how you create your reality. We can do all kinds of affirmations. I love them. They're beautiful and it helps a lot. You can do all your pictures and write out notes, but there's more to it, okay? Each of us needs to find our way to be whole and free. We are what we believe. And I'm saying your beliefs are the seeds that grow into thoughts and ideas. What is a belief? It's just a bunch of words put together, right? But unfortunately, that belief starts to dictate our lives. Your thoughts activate your emotions, which lead to action. So you think a thought, you say, I'm going to bring up one, they're going to take away my gas stove. Right? Our wonderful government. And for me, that gets in my mind, I love cooking on a gas stove. It works fast, it gets done, and all the restaurants need it. Then your thoughts activate your emotions. I don't want them to take away my gas stove. You get emotional about it. And then it leads to actions. You might write your congressman, you write to the president, whatever. So that's going into action from a belief. Now, I don't know that for sure. I just believe it because I heard it in the news. All right. You attract people and events based on your beliefs equals the basis of your vibrational frequency. So every belief, if it's a positive belief, I can do anything. I can just do anything. I may have to learn it, but I can do anything. Okay, that's a great belief. You can do everything. I'm full of all kinds of possibilities. The world is full of possible. All these things that are expansive beliefs, right? And then there's the ones that hold us back, that say, well, I'm getting older. Well, we're all getting older or we're dead. So we better just take advantage of the time that we have. I just saw an article about a woman who's 102 years old. She's a doctor and a holistic medical practitioner, and she has a 10-year plan to do a village of healers and individuals who want to live a healing life, a wellness life. Okay, we need our 10-year plan. Most of us say, well, 5 years is a lot to think about. No, she's got a 10-year at 102. Your energy matches the lifestyle and the people around you. Okay, so I feel very fortunate to be part of GSFE and you lovely people that came here to support this idea. And so that is matching my belief that that's possible.
Verlaine,
Right.
I have a question. I think it's for also if people have questions, how would you like us to do this? Having the emotion or just raise our hand so you can see us?
Yeah, that'd be great. That'd be good.
You using
Yeah.
the
Any
app
questions?
or like this one here, or you like it better for us just to raise hand? Which one you
raise
can see
hands.
better?
I'm watching all you guys here. What happened to Joan?
So like for
I've
example
been
here, I use my hand like this using the emoji, or would you
No.
like just physically I just raise hand if we have
I
questions?
specifically raise your hand. Yeah.
Okay,
Where am I
okay,
here?
okay. So going back into what you
Or
just
interrupt me. Just say, hey.
okay. On the back, the one that before you go into this one, the 4 category, go back the one that previous. Okay, here are we specifically have one stronger than the other, like as a person, like because of our personality. Are they equal, or like some people maybe has a stronger belief than their thought, or they are stronger in attracting event? Are they different for each person?
Everybody has their own combination of beliefs. Nobody has the same. I mean, we can have the same belief. You can think I can do anything. Each of you can think that, but then you have some other.
No, what I meant is that some people may have a stronger thought than their belief. Some people may have a stronger, I guess, a skill or personality to attract people more than their belief and their thought. And some people maybe has more energy to match their lifestyle. That's what my question is.
Yeah, all right. What we're looking for is the core beliefs that are managing your life. Now, yes, and you have opposing beliefs. Okay, so there's an opposing belief. Let's say there's a part of me that says I can do anything, and the other part of me says you're kidding. Yeah, you can't do everything. You're not going to be a doctor. You're not going to be somebody who digs post holes. You can't do everything. It's a wrong statement. Da, 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 da. Well, all right. Yes, one of those thoughts, one of those beliefs is going to generate more energy than the other one. That's what we're looking for, because it shows up in your life of whether or not how you react to your belief. Okay. In other words, it's not about different people. It's about you.
Right. Yeah, I understand that.
And so you're saying, if I have a belief that I can do anything and I can be a great speaker, if my belief is stronger and my thought is stronger about that, then I'm going to probably be a great singer. If you don't have an opposing belief that's stopping it.
Okay.
That's what we're here to deal with. In other words, whatever is in our personality and whether we're strong or weak about it, there's some, if you're weak about making your life the best it can be, it's because there's a belief that believes it's helping you. It's stopping you because it thinks it's helping you 100% of the time. Okay. 100% of the time, if you just like if you're talking about an emotional belief or whatever kind of belief, if it's stopping you from being the kind of having that kind of personality you want or the kind of life you want, it's because it thinks it's helping you. You'll learn more about that as we go forward.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Are you going to be able to get through the entire agenda if we ask questions? I was writing them down to hold for the end.
I think it's good as we go along. It's okay with me. I think we're going to make it okay. I may speed up a little bit right now and just do a little quicker, but because we have to see it's a little bit different than the way we were taught to think. We're taught to think there's good and there's bad. I'm saying there's an either or, and the either or can come together. You either are a very positive person or you're a negative person. Okay, let's have that as a belief. It's not like that. There's an advantage to the way that negative person is acting. They're getting something valid out of it. Even an accident, bad health, terrible relationships. What is the advantage of having the wrong thing happen, what you don't want to have happen? Okay. Thoughts and words create our life. We are programmed with beliefs, perceptions, and viewpoints from an early age. We see and we follow what we have seen. Our personality becomes fractured into subpersonalities with independent, positive, and negative beliefs. Parts of us hold on to opposing beliefs. In other words, you'll just see it. It's incredible. There's such opposite beliefs. But there's one movie with this comedian, which I won't be able to say who it is. And he actually played this out a bit where he had a split personality. And the one person is saying, I want to move forward. And the other one's going, no, you're not. No, you're not. He's just, in other words, there's a big fight. That's why I call it ending the battle within. And when I've traveled around the world, they say, I mentioned that title and people always go like, stop. They think a second and they go, I need that. Because evidently everybody has a battle going on inside of some sort. And that's the whole point. Let's get to peace of mind if it's possible. And see, life is a biofeedback system that shows us what we believe. So if you want to know what you believe, look around you. There it is. It came, it manifested in the people, in the environment, in the life patterns, in the stories that you have. Those are the things that you believed that came into your life. We can only see what we believe. So why do I say that? As an example, if you go to a party and you have a dentist and someone who's an optician who works with glasses, and you have a skin person and you have a fashion designer and you have a furniture designer, guess what they see in the room? They see the teeth, the eyes, they see the furniture. Each one sees differently. They only see what they believe. What they're holding in consciousness is what they see, right? And so if you have a belief like my mom used to say, all the good men are married or buried, that really limits you, And so you walk in a room, you have this belief. There might be 10 really great available men available, but you believe there aren't any. There just aren't. So you won't see them. You won't talk to them. They won't even be there for you. Okay. So this is why I want to spread this. This is why I want to get teachers to teach this. When I went to Japan, I actually talk, like 6 weeks of classes where each area, health, wealth, love, and self-expression. And then when I had them come to Idlewild, to my home up there, it was a retreat center. We talked about the spiritual connection. Okay. Why do you think that you don't think that you're some kind of spiritual guru? Because you think that's impossible. That's ridiculous. Right? What if it was possible? You see what I mean? It's like everything in our minds could be brought together. And you could have that peace of mind and that wholeness. Okay, the 4 cornerstones of life. If any of the cornerstones are missing, the building begins to tilt. So obviously you have to have your health. You need your wealth, obviously, to get around in the world. Your love, having it personally as a personal relationship, a long-term loving relationship, friends, family, all of that is your relationships with love. And your self-expression. In what way are you expressing your inner self? It can be through sports, it can be through speaking, it can be through pottery, it can be through hundreds of different things. But that is often what is missing in people's lives, to giving them a feeling of completeness. And here's the law of attraction. I thought it was fun that could be turned like that, like the highway is moving, and you can tract all of these with your energy. All right. So what we're going to do right now is have you make a list of what you desire. Just a second here. Turn that off. With the date it will happen. Okay. So this is my example, at least of a start. Your health, all your health issues will be resolved. Oops, and I have a small I there, and I will feel great by the date. Wealth, I'm receiving more than enough money to live comfortably and enjoy luxuries by. Love, my relationships will be even closer, more joyful and relaxing by. Self-expression, I will be doing an activity that is fun and relaxing by. So let's take, let's see, it's 11:36, just 3 minutes, and write as fast as you can, or at least this much, or a little bit differently, so that you just see it start to come on in form onto your paper. Yes, Susie.
If you feel that you're already manifesting that, you just put present.
I'm sorry, say it again.
Oh, if you feel that you're already manifesting that, like health or wealth or whatever, you just put like check mark today, or
Yeah, but maybe even better, even more, a
Oh.
little more energy, a little more, and health, remember, is your peace of mind as well.
Okay.
And yeah,
Okay.
and you can think about this in terms of, people in your life. Who could you help with this as well? Who can you have, really start seeing that their thoughts make a big difference in their lives. Okay, we're at 11:39. Did anyone add something that they want to mention? I know you guys are all healthy and fabulous, so got everything you want. It's, and in wealth, it's interesting. I think if I were super wealthy, let's say in the millions of dollars status, it would be something I would be doing with my wealth. That I will have a new school for people to learn about being an entrepreneur by a certain date, or I will set up centers for the homeless that actually help them get well. That would be different. All right, we're going to the next one. Wow, this has got a full page. All right, this is one we may want to take the time to work on or come back to it because, I don't know if, take a picture of it. If any of you got your camera, just take a picture of this. And it's all in my workbook that I have. And it's going to be, a lot of it's going to be in the book. But the idea is when I do a full workshop with the, teaching workshop, then I've got this workbook. Actually, the workbook could be for people, anybody, actually, they could purchase it. So the qualities consider, I spend a lot of time looking at all of these different ideas. Are you curious, funny, artistic, creative, playful, musical, efficient, private, diligent? I mean, isn't it interesting to think of all of these kinds of qualities? Enthusiastic, nurturing, powerful, optimistic, discerning, flamboyant as a communicator. So these kinds of things. And then look over here at the values. What do you value? This was really interesting because to put them in alignment, in a list, starting at the top, like what is the top one? I have such trouble with this. I've done it different times where I change the level, and I want you to look at the bottom. Investing. This is my problem, right? It never gets higher than the bottom because I've got all this other stuff. You've got freedom, honesty, achievement, creativity, learning, growing, intelligence, love, compassion. That goes up. That should go up higher. Health and vitality. That should be the top. Greatness, gratefulness, contribution, passion, intimacy, fun and happiness. Where's that? That should be way up there. Peace of mind. How did that get to the bottom? And investing. You see what I mean? Because it's like, they're all so valuable. Maybe you put them in a circle. It's, just amazing to say, okay, where do these fit? And maybe that's the better idea. They're a circle. Because all of them, there's no one major priority in this. And then your talents. God, all these different talents we can do. This, by the way, to the right of it, this beautiful picture is stained glass. Isn't that incredible that somebody was able to achieve that look? So for me, it's writing, editing, speaking, photography, design, music. No, not music. That's other people. Sports. Science is good for me, not so much math. Handcrafts, not really. I haven't done that much. The arts, I've learned to do oil painting. And communication. Yeah, big time communication. So all of that. So think about these ideas. Does someone have a question? Not really. Okay. All right. So this is one of the things to look at and think about in terms of as you go forward in life. Are you allowing yourself to experience your talents and your values and your qualities. You know, often a lot of relationships, some of these qualities that we have get smushed down because somebody doesn't support us in that. And it's good to see if you can just be it, you know, be that person that's alive and well and expressing. And then I found the missing key. Here it was, after all this time of making lists and doing it, and I didn't know why it didn't work. And I love this saying, we like to think we are captain of our ship, master of our fate, but I see it as a pirate ship and the crew planning mutiny. Hey, mateys down there, you must listen to me. No, listen to me. Listen to me. We're going my way. You know, they have all these different things. They want to go attack the next ship. They want to go back to the island. They want to go home. They want to just glide along in the sea. No, everybody's doing different. And then I always imagine that down in the hold, you know, down here all by themselves. If you ask them what they wanted to say and they get free, they get to be captain. Hey, mateys, we're taking a credit card tour of the world. Let's go. And you run to the next airport and just take the plane wherever it goes, right? It just keeps going and going and going. So this is how we are. We've got this motley crew inside of us who are all different characters, all different beings. I think that gets shown in the next one. Yeah, here she is. Or the crew. Look at these different pictures. This girl did a really good job of putting all of these different pictures up of all these different expressions. The crew members are the many sub-personalities who live within us. They are keepers of our beliefs, which we have collected for many years. Often they hold opposing beliefs and are fighting with each other. Thus, we need to end the battle within. So I really imagine that each picture, like they're in a square like this, and they're there and they are keeping that belief, whatever that belief is, they're holding on. And because they heard it, they memorized it, and then they saw it come true. All right. Believe me, the beliefs that you hold, believe me, the beliefs you hold are truths in somebody's life. They do exist, right? So my mom used to say, don't go out in the rain, you'll catch cold. Because I love to go out in the rain and let the rain just, you know, especially in Iowa, because that was when the weather cooled off when it rained, and you just stand out there. So she'd say, you're going to catch cold, especially if it was like a cool day, not a hot day. So one day I'm walking from the office to my car. It's raining, just sprinkling. I get a little wet. That comes up, that voice is telling me that belief. By the time I was in the car, I had a sore throat. And I said, you know what? That's just too fast. You pulled that one off too fast. We're going to do the integration right now. And I sat in the car with the two parts of my being and started talking to them and finding out the advantages. Well, you're doing your mother said, and you got cold, didn't you? Yeah, that's what we'll get into. So the infusion integration process. You learn to work with your sub-personalities who are the keepers of your beliefs. You're changing your beliefs, you change your life. Increasing your vibrational frequency to match the life you desire. That is the frequency change, because there's a vibrational frequency around. You walk out in the rain, you're going to catch cold. I mean, that is that frequency. As you start thinking about it, boom, it can happen to your physical body. The thing is, you see, I told you about the layers of energy, your physical body, your emotional body, and your thinking body. And they are like different bodies. That's why you can leave with your astral body, astral and mind and everything above the physical, because they're actually like a form of a body that leaves You go somewhere, you go to the other side. I did that, and it's fascinating. You just learn so much. Most people, unfortunately, are afraid to do it. They don't even know they can, and then they think, oh no, I can't do that. But it's not that difficult. At least you can project your mind there, and without having to actually leave as such. You're not leaving your body in the lurch. It's still there and it's still being operated. It's still fine. So anyway, the point being, infusion is so cool because all I was calling it was the integration process. And then one day I said, it seems like there should be another word. And I laid down on my bed, and then this word infusion came. And I looked it up, and in this dictionary I looked in, I'm not sure you could find it, but this particular dictionary said, when spirit enters form. That was one of
Wow.
yeah,
cool.
it was one of the definitions. And so what I see is like you're allowing spirit to come in and clear that energy. It's so beautiful because and you unlock your potential, of course, in the process of doing that. Ah, yeah. All right. On the pirate ship, your crew members hold a variety of beliefs. Is this a great picture? I put in, people.
My body's giving up. I'm in love.
I just love it. And some are flying off. Beliefs are made up of words that create positive or negative sentences, such as, my business is great. The opposite is, my life is a disaster. A few people say that, right? Everything's a mess, and they go on and on about continuing to create that reality. I feel healthy versus my body is giving up. I am in love versus I will never find love. Oh, yes. Can you imagine? This is in all of our movies, our plays, our life. This has been happening for centuries, forever, because we have been setting up these patterns that then become our lives. Beliefs are like seeds. They grow into thoughts. Whoops, go back. Generating emotions, becoming decisions and actions. It isn't conditions that create our lives. It is our decisions. Okay. It is, and I've seen it in my own life and so many people that I've worked with. It's tricky because we get so, as they say in our vernacular, almost the words always say it, they get set in their ways, right? Set in their patterns, set in their continuation of a way of being. And like when I was in the high-tech industry and I got a contract with AT&T to create a new software product, which was a document management system. And we had a word processor. And so I was so excited, and $250,000 up front. These people had never made more than $5,000. And they'd been in business 5 years, and the owner luckily was wealthy enough to keep it going. So $250,000 up front. They were going to make Crystal Writer the word processor of choice for AT&T. So I'm like going through the office, banging all of the, the file cabinets, and the techies came out of their offices and stood there. What's happened? They are so unemotional, right? And I said, we've got this contract. I'm explaining everything. And then they just looked at me and go, it's going to be a lot of work. And they would go turn around and walk back in their office, right? So we had a meeting and they're all there just looking so sad and, oh, it's going to be so much work. And then I said, no, it's going to be easy and fun. Easy. And they're going, yeah. They just couldn't handle it. It's like, it's easy and fun. Nothing's easy and fun. Oh dear. So here we are. We're fractured into many sub-personalities. They're limitless, but as you move with it. Oh, yes, the question.
Yeah, Verlaine, why are some people living on such a low vibrational plane?
Well, they have a lot of beliefs about it. Okay, they just think about some beliefs that you would have to do that. Everything in life is difficult. Look around you. The world is closing down. Things are so bad. And so what happens? All the energy it just drains out. It drains out, and that's what's exciting, if we can allow that energy to keep us alive and keep us excited. They don't have excitement, because where's excitement gone? It's turned into fear.
Oh,
It's turned into fear. There's two emotions, really, that everything is under. There's fear
love.
and love.
Oh, okay.
And under love is just everything that's beautiful and, exciting and delightful and everything that you can enjoy. And then your fear just compresses all of that. People say, oh, I'm afraid to get up and to speak before people. And I remember thinking about that when I first started years ago. Had to get up in front of people, and knowing some of this information, I say, oh, I'm going to change that idea from fear to excitement. So the energy I'm feeling is not fear, it's excitement. You see, the energy of, oh my, it could be, oh my. You're shifting the energy by the way you have this belief. So yes, when I'd be on the phone with some people when I was doing business, and they just sound like they're going to drop right off the planet, So what I had a tendency to do was to go to their level and start speaking at that level. And I got done with the call, and Sean said to me, you are never to do that again. You never go down to their level. You keep it up. You keep your energy up, and they either come along with you or they don't. But you're not going to go into that space with them. And, yes, to build rapport, you might start out with somebody at a level that they can relate to, yeah, I know life is difficult. Yeah, and I know you've gone through a lot, and so you're in that tone. And then you start building up to try to bring them out of that space and be a model of that. Of modeling it. So, all right.
Oh, Verlaine.
Yes.
Okay, so talking about bringing to the level, is that something like an empathy? Because sometimes when you have so much empathy, you bring yourself to the level of that person because you have such a strong empathy, and this person has so much problem that you're trying to relate to them, and then your empathy, you have a strong empathy. And the reason I ask that, because I do have problem sometimes being very empathetic. Like when people complain and stuff like that, I understand, but I said, stop. The way I look at it is more complaining. And I said, stop complaining and do something about it. So I don't even believe, or maybe what you just saying, I don't go down and being so empathetic about it. Is that what you're talking about? So when you bring down, when you have so much empathy that you're actually trying to relive what that person lived, and to the point that you bring yourself down?
Yes, you can do that. And it's like with doing healing, or, hands-on healing, or healing by speaking with someone and helping them. What I do, and what have been recommended, that you take that energy of them being down and you just let it go right down through you and down into the earth. If you have a grounding cord, the base of your spine, and you just direct that energy that's negative and sad and everything down into the earth. So it doesn't actually affect you, because otherwise you also can start feeling pretty miserable. So the idea is that you are there the bottom line is love, isn't it? This is whether or not you can share your love with that person. And part of the love is, in a way, holding them with your words and your kindness. Okay. That is such a beginning way to begin with that person. Now, if they refuse to shift, I know what you like to do sometimes is you kind of shock them and say, come on, let's get it done. You know, quick with this. That works up to a point. Why? And it certainly works in when you've got to be get something done when they really don't have time to go through a process, right? But if one thing you can do is you say, what's it doing for you to stay in that mood? What is it
How
doing?
does it serve you?
Yeah, how does it serve you to be in this negative mode? What is the, if I'm with John and he what is it? Oh, maybe he doesn't feeling very good, and I say, well, you'll get past that, here, take some vitamins or something like that, right? And he said, oh, but I don't know what to do about it, whatever, this is rare, but if it was, what I then do is say, what would you like me to say? What would you like me to say? Tell me the words. So what are you doing? You're getting them to finally say, well, you could say that you feel really sorry for me and that you really care, that I feel better. Okay, I'll say those words, and I say it then. And so you're getting that out of the way, kind of thing, but if they can understand there's only a part of them that is miserable, a part of them that is complaining, it's not all of them. That gives them more control over shifting that behavior. Does that make sense? Angeline?
Yeah, I think some people think everything is global, like, oh, my life is awful. Well, then you say, well, okay, do you have kids? Are they healthy? Are they good? Oh, yeah. Do you have a job? Yes. Do you have a roof over your head? Yes. So, but they catastrophize everything.
Exactly.
Yeah, and they focus, I guess it's in my mind, and I truly believe this, is that when you focus on the negative things,
the negative expands.
And the negative will expand. And if you focus on the positive will expand.
Yes, but you can't be afraid of the negative and say, oh, get it out of here. Because the ship, the pirate ship, the one caveat is you can't throw anybody overboard. And so what you're trying to do when you say that to them, no, just think positive, just think positive. You are drowning that part that is upset. And that part that is upset then will find another way to bug the hell out of you.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
If you are drowning it, you've got to find out what it is it's doing for them.
Okay.
To act this way. Why do you want to keep talking about how you don't feel good? Well, I don't know. Well, when did you start not feeling good? Well, when this happened. Oh, so a way to handle that from now on is to get sick, right? I mean, you'll learn a little more, and I think it'll make more sense to you. But I love positive thinking, but you're taking the rest of your crew and saying to shit with you. I'm not going to listen to you. You've got a problem, but I'm not going to listen. And they come up with another way to make you have a problem. And that will be either to get sick or have an accident or something that will take place that makes up for the fact that you won't listen to them.
Yeah, right.
You think of them as parts of you. And often some of them are very like children, and they'll have a temper tantrum.
Yeah, right. Yeah. You know what? I feel like you're saying there's little child parts of us that are damaged or never had a chance. You know what I'm saying? And if we ignore them and throw them overboard, they're going to pop up like a little gopher somewhere else.
Exactly. And pop right back on the boat.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. Or go down underground where you don't know where they
And do
are.
damage.
Yeah. And it's, I had a part of me that had always wanted to go to a Silomar, to the, well, look at the stars, right? In the observatory. The little girl in me. And so I said, okay. Because I'm really, I have another aspect of this. If your future classes where you actually do your 12 major subpersonalities, and they are like the healer, the educator, the business person, and there's 12 of them. But this one part, she's one to go. So I said, okay, I'll find out the timing and everything. And we're on our way there. I mean, it was really like she was sitting next to me in the car, this part of me. And I said, we're on our way, and the traffic was terrible. It was getting too late to be able to see the show. It was going to be about Jupiter and in the observatory. And I said, maybe we should make it another day. Oh my God. Oh, she got so sad. Oh no. I said, okay, we'll go. And it was wonderful, and it fulfilled that part of me. There are parts of us in this that we just, the time that I finally, it's in Costco, and there was a portable oil painting kit, that you could set up. I set it up in the corner of my dining room, and I started painting. And that part of me was so happy. You see, there's just parts of us that have been wanting to do something for years. They don't get to do it because you say, oh, that's not worth the time, da, 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 da. The other parts of you say, drown them out. So I understand wanting to be expedient and getting something done quickly and going forward and beating the hell out of the person that's part of you that doesn't want to do it. But it's much easier to ask them, why don't you want to do it? What is the advantage of not doing it? Okay, so let's move forward a little bit here. The powerfulness requires the infusion integration process in all areas of your life. Okay, what area would you like to use for the integration? We can have health/stress. I know we've done stress before that Susie was at. Wealth, love, or self-expression. We did a self-expression in one of my talks. And so we'd start by separating two hands. One hand represents the part of you who wants the positive result. The other hand represents the part of you who is stopping you. Okay, what should we do? What is the consensus of which area you'd like to speak to at this time?
Inner child, wounded inner child.
No, they have to do it according to one of the four.
Oh,
Well, I would vote for wealth because that's where I keep running into blocks.
Okay. Is everybody all right to make more money?
why not?
In my opinion, I am more on keeping and focus all the time. I guess it's because of my age and with my sisters and brothers that are not as healthy. I'm just focusing more on health. And to me,
okay.
if I don't have the health, I don't have the wealth. And
all right, well, that's because the majority are saying they'd like to do wealth. We'll do wealth and then we'll do health. Just so we could do it a couple times, okay? So on one hand, choose a hand that will be the part of you that would love having lots and lots of money. Have you chosen a hand, Angeline?
What?
We're going to do the wealth because most people said wealth.
Oh, okay, but then you say love. So what?
No, health.
Oh,
when
wealth.
you choose a hand, health.
Oh.
It would be making money.
Okay, wealth. Okay.
All right. And on the other hand is the part of you that says, yeah, but there's some reasons not to have a whole bunch of money. Okay. All right. That's your other hand.
Mm-hmm.
The other one's saying no.
Mm-hmm.
If we had no blocks on this, if we had no beliefs that it was all right not to have a lot of money, we would be super rich. Okay. Because there's a part that's saying, no, the level I'm at is comfortable. Mm-hmm. And So we'll see what happens next. So let me see what my next slide is. Okay, the one who wants you to block and the one who's blocking you. So we're going to ask for advantages. And I'm going to write. Usually when I do this, I write it down. I split the page between let's say in this case, we're going to have wealth on one side, advantages. And then on the other side, staying at the level I'm at in terms of wealth. Am I hearing laughter?
Get out of there.
Dog.
What happened? All right, let's just start. Let's have some advantages of wealth.
Out there and chase them away.
Let me hear from you.
Actually running up and down the-
All right, Angeline, what would be an advantage of having a lot more money?
I guess you can spend more, I guess, spend more and do more with your money.
What would you do?
So see, that's what I mean. It's okay. I don't, to tell you the truth, I don't believe in having a strong wealth at my life now. So because of that, I felt, yes, the more money I have.
No, I know, but see, that's the other part of you. You have to keep your hands separate right now.
Yeah, so
And
okay.
get into the point of view of a part of you that would love having more money to spend on something. Would you give
Well,
it to
I guess,
people?
yeah, the advantages, if you have more money, yeah, there's more for you to spend. That's the way I
I
look
know,
at it.
but that's relevant. It's relevant, but I need to know what you would spend on. What would you buy? Or what would you make? What would you create? Would you create a what do you call it? A school of some sort? Would you create a center? Would you create something bigger than yourself? Because you're saying, part of you saying you really don't need a whole lot more money. So what would you do with all of a sudden somebody gives you $1 million or $5 million, $1 million more, like 5 million today, is what would be some of the things you'd like to do with that? The advantages of it.
I guess I said I can give away more, donate more, like for example,
donate to
creating an organization for dogs because I love dogs. And
Okay.
so having that.
Okay, that's good. Susie, what would you do with a lot more money?
I would give more. I would donate more.
Yeah, that's
To
the
what?
way I look at it. Donate more, I guess.
What would you give? What would you
Well,
give to?
I have a lot of organizations that I donate to, and I could just donate more.
Okay, so give me an example of one of the
Okay,
organizations.
like Samaritan's Purse or Compassion International or Feed the Children,
Okay,
any of those.
okay. And Carol, I think you need some of it to actually have for yourself, yes?
Well, yeah, or I have a habit of reaching a limit and then that's it for me. But if I didn't have a limit that I haven't been able, actually a past life might be responsible, I heard. But if I had more money, I would set up a fund to help my grandchildren with college funds and things like that.
Oh, that'd be nice, yeah. And I'm sorry that what the lady's name is her name is gone now. All right.
Joan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I had more money, I would just do the orphanage. That's one of the things that I always wanted to just continue doing. I give to the Helping Hands orphanage in Malawi. So I would just continue that. And it would always be doling out to someone that is not looking to get money, but are in that they're in that sphere because of their circumstances. And I think the orphans is where I'd go.
That's great. Thank you. And Dr. Randy?
I would open my third school English center somewhere in a third world
Telling
country
you, and not only that,
and make this one work. You know what I'm saying? But I'd also like to use it for selfish purposes like traveling, because I love to travel. And I would travel and share my books and my teachings and all that too. I would love to, be an international teacher and just like you did and travel all over the world teaching.
Yeah.
I think that would be fun too.
Exactly. Yeah, and nobody wants a new house or car.
Oh yeah.
Or
Oh yeah. And of course,
those
Porsche
things would-
911 Carrera. Yeah.
new clothes, all the things that you can get when you have.
Oh yeah.
And
Yeah.
Verlaine, that's what I mean. To me, at what point, I guess, and when I ask questions, okay, do you want more clothes so you can buy more jewelry? You can buy,
Yep.
but it doesn't really satisfy. I don't feel satisfied.
don't need anything. No,
Yeah, you
it
see
doesn't
what I
bring
mean?
any
Yeah.
more.
Oh, so having a big house.
idea-
Oh, what?
The idea of money and buying things is not to satisfy, it's for fun. And just having
No, see,
some
that's what I
fun.
said. It's not fun for me. It's um
Yeah,
yeah, I guess
Well, when you're
I
rich, you can
don't
give us
view
your
it
money.
that way.
We'll
I don't
spend it.
view that way. To me, it's more, are you happy with the life you have now? And I
right.
said, yes, I'll be happy if I'm healthy. That's
Right.
all I care.
Yeah, I agree with Angeline, because if I had another 500 pieces of clothing, that doesn't make me happier.
Yeah, it doesn't
If
make
I
me
had
happy.
course.
Another coat, I'm perfectly good with what I got. I'm perfectly good with my house. You know what I mean?
Yes, that's the same
I
thing.
understand. Yeah.
Yeah, so to me,
this is-
it's not
but-
it's not
but
because I
look
don't
at
want
this.
to. It's because
But Angeline,
Yeah.
let's just stop it with it being you personally. Let's just say that there's a lot of people out there that don't have enough money.
oh, I understand.
Look at the advantages of having money without being personal like yourself at this moment. Then you see that, yes, being able to have a new car, being able to afford plane tickets to go and hotel tickets and all the things, those are really great. So in other words, if you look at it from a different point of view, you have obviously enough money to create a comfortable, happy life right now for you. That's terrific, but if you didn't, then you would appreciate having some more. So you probably don't have a lot of blocks on it, but you're saying that because of your age. May I ask you how old you are?
71.
71. Okay. I'm 89. No,
Mhm.
so
Wow.
not yet, 79.
Mhm.
So the thing is, part of, for me, what money means is that it gives you more opportunity to do creative things that you might want to do. For me, it would be creating a creative retreat center where healing takes place, etc. I mean, those kind of things is what I think about. If you don't have that as a goal or something that you'd like to do, that's no problem. It's great. It's the idea of looking at the different parts of you. So far, the part of you that says, I don't need more money, has been very communicating. The other hand, I don't need more. I don't want more. I don't like more. It's not fun for me. It's interesting because I have never heard all of those reasons.
It is, I think, okay. It's, to me, when you ask all these different wealth, what are you saying is you can have them all and they're equal?
Yes. Yes, you can have them all.
No, I know, I believe that you can have them all, but certain things you have to focus. What is more important, one over the other?
No, it's just an exercise to see that is, yes, I could add some money to my bank account. What, another 1,000?
I mean, that is true, but what I think, what I'm trying to say is that, because, you know, I have some of my friend and some of the really close person that really close to me, that, I mean, he's so wealthy to the point that he can just travel every day if he wants to stay in the first class. But one thing he doesn't have is health.
Right. Yeah. No, you have
And
to
he
have.
wishes, he said, I will be willing to switch that if I just have my health, you know, that I don't have to take all this medication and everything. And so to me, I always relate to that.
I understand, and
Could I
that makes
respond?
that you're
Hey.
saying you're saying I have a choice either or, but I can't
Right.
have both.
I
And
don't
that's
think
what
that
I'm
you
saying
don't
is
have a
different.
choice. That's right.
You don't have to say, I don't want I will choose my health over money. No, you don't have to do that.
No,
You have
exactly.
wealth and money and love and self-expression. You can have the four
Yeah.
cornerstones of
Yeah,
life.
I want it
It's-
all. Yeah.
Yeah, but then
there's
when
other
people ask which one is the most important to you, I mean, people always ask which one is the most important to you.
Not
Me,
today.
I would say, for me, I would not say which is the most important. I would say what
Mm-mm.
is the most important, and it's balance and it's wholeness. That's what I'm trying to get across. That
Mhm.
you are a
Mhm.
whole person. You have all that you need in your life to make you
Mhm.
feel positive, excited, joyful, all of that. So if anything is missing, you says, as I said in the beginning, the four cornerstones of life. If one's missing, the building starts to tilt. Health is missing for
Right.
this poor man.
Mhm.
There's people that have health, they have their money, they have lots of wealth, they have love, and they have self-expression. But if their health is gone, boom. And if you have great health and you have love and self-expression, but you don't have any money, your building is tilted.
Mhm.
I
Right.
mean, there's people on the street that are great artists, that are musicians. They don't have any money. What can they do with it? They can't do
Right.
anything with their talent. They can't do anything with their health. You see what I'm saying? And then the health goes because they're on the street and they don't have money. So what I'm saying is that we chose money in this particular case, wealth, because there were four people that said, we'd like to do wealth. I said, now we'll go, after we do this integration, we'll go to health. And I agree, health is first in terms of having a life.
Yes.
Because if you're sick
That's
all the
how I
time,
see it.
else goes.
That's how my
goes
mind
away.
see. Yes.
Yeah, just don't think in terms of having to have it be one or the other, or what you want is
Exactly.
balance and what you want is wholeness. That's what I'm trying to get. All
Okay.
right, so
Okay.
we've got the two
Thanks.
parts. We have the understanding of wealth, but now we haven't said what are the advantages of staying at the level. Now we have quite a few from Angeline that don't need more things. Yeah, so I guess you would say it would clutter my closets if I had too much. What if you wanted more furniture, what are you going to do with the other furniture that you happen to like? So now you've got
Right.
double.
Mhm.
Okay, so what else would be advantages of not having wealth?
I can't
Yes.
think of any. Frankly, I can't think of any.
All right, how about you have to pay higher taxes?
Well, yeah.
Yes.
Well, that's true. You would have to pay.
Yes.
But if you have more
to pay
money,
more
you
taxes.
wouldn't
That's what
miss
I
it.
was going. Sorry. Yeah. You have to pay
I-
more taxes.
Sometimes people get jealous if you
Yeah.
become
Right.
But I have another one. Some people want to be lazy.
Yes,
Mhm.
you could be lazy. Yeah.
Mhm.
And there's some people that say that there's a freedom in not having a lot of money. And that
Right.
makes sense because sometimes if you have a lot, you've got, to handle accountants and the lawyers and all that kind of stuff. Let's see. This is a great.
How
You
about
guys-
balance? How about balance? In other words, when you're so focused on making more and more money to the point that you are not really enjoying it, what
Yeah.
you have.
Right. Yeah, too focused on money. And so the
And be
advantage-
grateful. Oh, be grateful for what you have.
Okay.
No?
The advantage is being grateful for what you have. That
No?
isn't actually. Yeah.
Because sometimes, like we always wish for something, but then we're not grateful what we have.
Right. Grateful for what
people.
we have. Okay. All right. So what we're gonna do is do an integration. You've been a tough crowd, I gotta tell you. All right. So we have these two parts. All right. And we are going to ask the part of you that has a lot of good reasons not to have extra money, which we will think of now in terms of energy. Because what is it? It's an energy exchange. Because you can donate more, like you said, you can do a lot of different things with that money. All right. So what I'm asking is the part of you, close your eyes for a minute, the part of you to go who has said you have enough. You're comfortable where you are. But we'd like you to go to the creative part of your being, come up with 3 ways in which you can add to your energy in the form of money, because you will, it's not rather that you need it, but that you would feel more comfortable. It's just kind of a nest egg, as they say, that you can rest in. You don't have to clutter your closets. The taxes are handled very easily. You are, nobody gets jealous of you. You don't become lazy, but you feel the freedom of that money. You don't have to be focused on making a lot of money. It just sort of comes to you. And you're grateful for what you have, and you're able to spend more, donate to organizations that you care about, like dogs, and to churches, and to colleges, for your grandchildren. You can do orphanages, you can do schools, you can do travel and teach. And there's so much you can do with that additional energy that is in the form of money. Okay. Now, I want you to go to the creative part of your being and think of that as a beautiful room filled with golden light. And in there is a magical computer that has the answer to all the questions in the world. Take a breath. And we want to make sure that you have these 3 ways, but you don't have to know what they are in consciousness. But you will feel yourself feeling differently, acting differently, and being very comfortable with money, that you can utilize it and maybe expand it in ways that you didn't even know. Like all parts of you to check those 3 ways and make sure it's a win-win situation for all parts of you. Now take the 2 hands and bring them up in front of you. Have them palms facing each other about a foot apart. And see the 2 of them. One that has had beliefs about wealth that have stopped you from thinking that you would like to be very wealthy, because it just seems like a lot of trouble. And the other one on it that says, yeah, but wealth is energy, like Verlaine is saying. And it is ways that I could use it that would be very helpful. And I can just give it away if I want to, and help others that need it. And then see the 2 of them looking at each other and slowly bring them together until they're touching. And all the different ways that you'd be able to use it are available to you. Can you bring those 2 together, Angeline? Until the palms are touching each other? And intertwine the fingers? and bring them up to your heart. You've got them intertwined, bring them up to your heart. And see the two of them hugging each other and caring about each other and working together. And know that this energy that's in the form of money, because it's an exchange, you're able to exchange this energy for other energy that can help yourself and others. See the two, all parts of you forming a huddle around these two, and imagine your higher self, that greater aspect of who you really are, sending love and healing down to these two and to all parts of your being. Now check these 3 ways, make sure it's all clear, and see them walking together. Go up a hillside and sit down on a bench looking out over beautiful flowers, and know that they can work together now. And that energy that you are thinking of not only helps you in terms of money, but it helps you in all areas of your life. For it's not saying no anymore. It's saying yes to energy, yes to love, yes to health, and yes to self-expression. Because that energy is flowing. It's just flowing. It isn't finite. It isn't stopped. It is open, just like love, just like health, just like self-expression. We thank you. So if you see the next slide, you see that the 2 hands coming together till they're touching. And in this case, I use moms hugging their children, because that's what these parts of us are like. You know, they're just often children that haven't grown up, and they got stuck with one particular belief or vision of reality. And for me, I know about wealth was the thinking that wealthy people weren't good people, you know, that they had stolen their money. And, you know, there's a lot of people that believe that, you know, and so how could I be good if I was wealthy? So I had to be good first. So there's just 100 different ways. And then as soon as I did the integration on that, about that belief that wealthy people were not good people, I started meeting so many lovely, wealthy people who were spiritual and loving and caring and helping the world, you know, and it was just amazing. So here it is, this vision of imagining all parts of you forming a huddle around these two, with your higher self sending love and healing to the 2 in the center and out to all parts of your being. And see the two parts of you who had different beliefs. Well, I left the stress in there from before about, in this case, wealth, are walking together up the hillside on a bench, and they see these beautiful flowering trees. And they discuss how they'll work together to help you feel your full power. Together, they can create harmony and peace for you and all those around you. Okay, so what we're going to do is take a few minutes to go back and do health, because I want you to feel that also. So let's separate the 2 hands and have the one that is very healthy, and then the one that thinks there's advantages of not being healthy, which is an interesting idea, right?
Mm-hmm.
See them saying over and over again the advantages of being something negative, what we consider negative. I have worked with so many people who have been very sick, you know, to the point of death almost, you know, with a major disease, with cancer. And they always, when I ask, they say, oh, there's no advantages. And they start beating up the hand that made them sick. And then I said, well, when did you first start getting sick? And what was happening then? And then they start to see the belief that formed at that time. So let's start with health, the positive. What's good about being healthy?
You feel wonderful
Yeah.
every day.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. You feel happy. You have high energy. You things that you can do almost anything.
Right. And Carol, what do you say about being healthy?
I started to say, it reminds me, Tony Robbins frequently says, if you're healthy, you have a million problems. But if you're unhealthy, you just have one.
Oh, I think that goes on the other side. That goes on an advantage of being sick.
Oh, so yeah,
Well,
that's
I
the
think that-
disadvantages. Yes.
No, but
It-
listen to that for a minute, because why
Mhm.
wouldn't you want to get rid of all those other problems by just being sick?
Yeah.
I like that one.
Yeah. That's an
Those
interesting
problems
message.
become one. And I know that he meant it in terms of an advantage of being healthy, but I think it's as soon as
Yeah,
you're healthy,
yeah,
in that case,
I
you're back to
agree.
a million problems.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
it's a solution.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Oh,
I
yeah.
think
another one advantage of being healthy, you don't have to spend on so much money and so much time, go to the doctor, taking this, taking that. So occupy so much of your life that you
Right.
you can't enjoy the freedom or the life because you have to do so many things that to keep you healthy. Or you see
That's
what I
right.
mean?
Joan, is it Joan? Yes. You, since you've been, oh, you're muted. I can't hear you.
Oh,
Yeah, right now, health means a whole lot to me
mhm.
because when you cannot function, you
Yes.
find that you're looking at four walls. That's no fun
Mhm.
for me. And just need to
Right.
be out. So I don't want to ever be sick. And anytime I'm down, I'm really, really hurting to be in my house looking at four walls.
Yeah.
All right. Now get in the other side, everybody. Get in the other hand. The one that says there are advantages to getting sick. Okay.
There are advantages to be?
Yeah, to be sick. What would be an advantage?
Oh no.
getting
Well,
more,
It's hard for me to see that, Verlaine.
No.
if
No.
you, Joan, you can't go anywhere, right?
Can't go anywhere, can't do anything. You know, this is not about getting pity and love. This is about for someone who is busy, it's like a lockdown, a prison.
Yes, 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 I agree. But if you look at the advantage of that is that you don't have to be out in the world taking care of things that maybe you didn't want to take care of.
Right, right.
Oh, okay.
See?
yeah,
Okay,
I have a
the
good example.
advantages right now is that I don't have to go to the gas station.
You have to go to the gas station. So you
Oh,
don't
yes.
have to,
Verlaine. So in other words, you don't have to do
you're free.
anything. You don't have to do
You're free
anything.
of you're free of responsibilities. How
Yes.
about that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I have a good example. When I had my car accident and I had 8 months of physical therapy, I wrote a book with my good hand. So something good came out of my disability. So
What did you get out? What did you get out of it?
My book is being published soon. I had one.
Yeah, your
I had
book.
8 broken bones in my body. I wore a neck brace for 93 days. I had a cast on my left arm, a plate in it. I had broken ribs, and I was hurt from my neck down to my knee on my left side. And I had 8 months of physical therapy. So what I did is I used my right good hand and I wrote an 400-page novel.
Yeah, but see,
So
Dr.
So it
Randy,
gives
you were
it gives-
you were
it gives-
using that as an opportunity. You were not
Yes.
choosing the non-health.
exactly.
So it's an
Yes, I was using it as an
opportunity to do
yeah.
something that you have been putting off or had no time for.
well, the
And you
opportunity.
Yeah.
didn't choose the accident. You didn't choose
Yes.
the accident.
No,
Oh,
no,
but
but like I said, I didn't let the accident hold back me living my life.
Oh, no.
Right.
I did something I probably wouldn't have been done. I probably wouldn't have not written that novel at that time. But now I
Yes.
did because I had the time.
And
But-
Dr.
Yeah.
Randy, I agree with you. I wrote a
That's
book
the
in that
advantage is
COVID
time.
period. When it
Also,
was
I know,
COVID, that's when I wrote my book because I couldn't go anywhere. So
Right. Yeah.
that was the opportunity of using that time instead
There
of
you
being
go.
bored.
There you go. See,
Okay, but
yes, yes.
I was going to say, in my business, I have seen people that have gotten better with LifeWave, but then they choose not to use it anymore because they missed having somebody wait on them, dote on them. They didn't have to do the responsibilities. They could just opt out.
Ah, lazy.
I never did that.
No, but of course,
Yeah,
not the
but
people
look,
on
if you
this
have to go in the
panel,
hospital, yeah,
not the
if you have to
people
go
in
in
this
the hospital,
panel.
you're taken care of. You know, when
Exactly.
I had my feet cut up in a lawnmower and I'm in the hospital 5 weeks and then 3 weeks. And at 12 years of age, what did that do? That started creating a pattern of saying, oh, when you go to the hospital, you get taken care of instead of having to do all your chores and take care of the house
Exactly.
for your mom and do all this stuff that
Right.
I had to do. I'm a free girl. I can read. I can do whatever I want. You
Mhm.
know, I couldn't walk. I couldn't get out and
Right.
play. But it was a comfortable experience from that point of view.
Mhm.
So yes, see, this is what I'm trying to have you see. When you can't think about it, like this man that is, you say he's got all this wealth, he's got everything, and he is unhealthy. If you asked him, what does it do for you? And he goes, it does nothing for me. It does nothing. Blah, blah, blah. No, what is it doing for you? Just like we just did, you will see, I am quite sure that he is treated with respect and taken care of nicely. And he gets to go see doctors when he's usually very lonely.
People wait on him hand and foot.
Yes, yes. And so the point being, this is the biggest piece of this whole project that I'm working on to get people to see a different viewpoint of life.
Mhm. Yes.
You can see it, that this is an advantage and an advantage. And what if you could have both,
Mhm.
right? So Susie, these people that took this cure and then let it go because they weren't taken care of, what if they could take the cure, feel
Right.
great, and could be taken care of? Whoa, oh, such a deal. If you could have perfect health and you had time to write your book, such a deal. You see what I'm saying? Is the
Yes.
idea of bringing these things together.
Mhm.
So even the slightest upset, a sore back, a tight neck, all the things that we manifest at the minimal of not feeling good, we do it because there's some advantage to it. And usually, often, our body is saying, I'm tired of you doing that same thing and sitting there all the time. At
Mhm.
least for me, get up, stretch, do some movement, and take a walk so that you feel better and you're paying attention to us as a body. Again, here's the child. Need to take care of it like a child. It does all this work for us automatically. It's incredible what it does, but we don't treat it as well as we should. All right, 2 hands out. Bring the two hands out to here. On one side, you have the part of you that loves to be healthy. It's fantastic. The other part that has said, yeah, but there's advantages to taking time off, and I can't just take it off. I have to feel sick. All right, because if I don't feel sick, I won't stop. And therefore, I've got to have something go wrong in order to stop. And often a big accident like that, and I haven't talked to Randy about hers, but in my case, accidents were always stopping a direction I was going in. And that's what I've looked back at it. And I see that some direction, something that was happening, I had to be stopped. So, and then of course, with life-threatening illnesses, it's a way to gracefully leave the planet when you can't figure out how to change your life. It just basically comes down to that often. Not that you want it, not you're thinking about it, not that you're trying to create it. It's just there as a solution that you have come up with. All right. So on one side, the one side that is saying, well, you know, being unhealthy is an advantage. I want that part to go to the creative part of your being. Again, you can see that as a beautiful room filled with golden light. And these incredible computers, and I like to add angels are there that know the answer to everything. And you're there in that beautiful room. And what it's going to do is come up with 3 ways in which you can feel wonderful every day. You can feel happy. You can have high energy. You can not have to spend a lot of time with doctors, and you can be out in the world, and you don't have a million problems. You are able to solve them and solve each one easily and quickly. You're free of responsibilities if you want to be, and you can have time to write, time to speak, time to love, time to do whatever hobby that is fun for you. You have the opportunity to do many things, and you can do something that you usually wouldn't do because you say you don't have time. So all of that, you get to have the advantages of being healthy and the advantages of not being healthy. See them there, the 2 of them facing each other. The part that learned how to have a problem with your health as a solution to some of your things that were going on. Okay, and what we want you to do is see the part that just loves being healthy and the body that says, yeah, health is great. And slowly bring these 2 together until they're touching. And intertwine the fingers and bring them up to your heart. And see them hugging each other and caring about each other. And say, we understand the part that wasn't making us healthy. There's so many beliefs that go with that. As you get older, you get sicker, you fall apart. But there's another belief that your cells renew and becoming new ones come out every week, some of them every month. So you're really not much older than the 21 days in the truth of it. So if that's the case, what's this getting old and getting sick? Not so. Not so. And through this process, these 2 hugging each other will know that they can have both. They can be taken care of and loved and treated with respect and care. And they can be out every day and feel healthy and wonderful. I'd like you to have all parts of your being form a circle around these 2, sending them love and healing. And your higher self, that greater aspect of who you are, sending love and healing down into the 2 in the center. And see them walking hand in hand down a pathway, looking at each other. The one who's been healthy, looking at the one that made her sick, saying, are you kidding me? I'm holding your hand. Yeah, because you're going to work together now so that you can have everything that the one that made you unhealthy was trying to get. See them up on the hillside with the flowers and let them be sharing ideas about how they can work together so you can have your full power. We thank these 2 for communicating in consciousness, and we thank you. Whew. Brought a little tears to my eyes. Beautiful. That each of you did such a great change there. All right. This is another piece of the puzzle. We won't spend a lot of time on it because we don't have a lot of time. I want you to be aware of the mirroring effect of other people in your life. Every person outside of you is a part of yourself, showing you what you think and believe. This one is difficult For me, it was. It doesn't have to be for you. Because it's tricky. You don't want to have that be the case. You know, that terrible person came in and started yelling at me. Why? One example of that was that I was working in high tech and it was really intense. And went to lunch with some people, and there was this patio restaurant. And so I got up and to lift the umbrella. The owner of the restaurant came running and screaming, saying, "You're ruining my restaurant. Why are you doing this? I can't believe you're doing this." Now, the easy answer that we usually would come up with is, "Oh, what's the matter with that guy? He's a nut, you know? What happened to him this morning to get up on the wrong side of the bed," and all that stuff. But instead, because I'm aware of this, I went away thinking about it. Verlaine, are you really that angry? What that guy's showing you anger? Why? And I thought about it, and I thought about some of the thinking I'd had about some of the people that I was working with, and it was so intense and stressful and everything, and that I was angry at some of them, and I'd held it all in. I held it all in. And here it was exploding in front of me. So this is a very different way of looking at it. And so what did I do? I did an integration on the healing. I talked to the people calmly and was able to settle everything. So listen closely to what people say to you. Excuse me, that's misspelled. Do you receive compliments or insults? Compliments are fabulous. Look at you, just finally gotten so that people are saying to you, "Oh, you look beautiful." Wow, cool. You know, because that part of you is showing up saying that. And then other people will say, "Well, you know, I guess you don't know much." Or one that really got me was when the one man's that I was working in this company and doing marketing, he says, "Well, bottom line is you're not creative." Now that's when I knew that that particular job was almost over, because that was the dumbest thing anybody could ever say to me, because all I had been doing was be creative. So I went for a walk and said, okay, these people are showing me a really dumb part of me, and I'm going to bring that together. So look again, maybe you say those same things to yourself. Whatever's being said, look inside. I have so many examples of that, but it's just fascinating. And also one of the other things that's just so amazing to me, I wanted to get a new client. This was up in the San Francisco area, and I went to a meeting, and I thought, well, I don't know what to do. I'm just going to magnetize the right person to come up to me, and it was like huge number of people. I mean, it was almost shoulder to shoulder. So I just stood by the snack area, right? And just stood there. And this man came up, and he had a position that he wanted somebody to do marketing, to set up and do a marketing plan for walk-in healing centers. This was before they happened. So I did that, and I went to interview with him. And I said to myself, this is a really good woman that I could work with. I really think she could do a great job. And I said that as if he was saying it. And as I sat there, he said the same words back to me. Okay. I mean, identical. So this is the power we have, but we don't use it. We expect the other person to say something, but we don't think about what we want them to say, how you want them to feel, and how you want to feel yourself. So that one is a big, important issue. See, what I would love to do is in the future, I'm thinking doing an online course where each of these things has gone into a little bit more, where you really get to understand it to the point that, yeah, I got it. And you're looking at your own examples. Oh, and then, oh my God, this is a whole chapter in itself, your intuition. Your intellect, that's your intellect from the mind, is the bridge between instinct and intuition. And intuition is your connection to universal intelligence, or God. Okay. That is your connection. I believe that we were designed to come in here and always be connected. But then we developed this idea of free will. Well, free will's lovely, but how about thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven? That is what you want to do. Because the bottom line of all of this stuff, what are we doing? We're bringing together and blending different belief systems to get to neutral. And what I believe is that these beliefs, these ideas, concepts are like crystals in our mind. And one is over here, one's over here, and they're like fighting each other because they're opposites. When you do the integration, you're melting that crystal. That puts you in neutral. When you're in neutral, it's like if you imagine a pyramid, I should have that image here, the pyramid, and you're moving up one side toward, I want to go here. The other side is stopping it. If you're in neutral, you're in the center. And then we call it the free float to the supreme float. You go right to your goal. The free float to the supreme float, because you don't have any blocks. So what is the goal? The highest that I can be, the greatest that I can see. All right, all of that. So intuition is the answers and the guidance beyond the intellect. It is your inner awareness and your knowing. You don't have to see it. You don't have to feel it. All you have to do is be aware that in some way, it could be a feeling, what they call a gut reaction. Especially, it'll save your life, okay? Which is a big deal. And it will take you in the right direction. Pay close attention. And relationships are a major aspect of this, that if you have any feeling about a relationship or about a journey or about some work you're going to do, that it is not healthy, it is not good for you, you pay attention and you see if you need to shift it in some way, because that is the game. That is the game. Intuition's your guide. It's your inner knowing. Intuition is your connection to wisdom. We were designed to always be in contact with our spiritual guidance. Boy, I think most of you know my story, that I was stabbed in a parking garage, and before that happened, I crossed paths with a man dressed in a guard uniform. I saw his eye, looked in his eyes as we passed. The voice in my head said, "Run." I argued with the voice, and he came around, from the back with his arm around my neck and a knife at my throat, and then started pushing me. And as another elevator came down, he stabbed me in the back and my lung collapsed. What was I doing? Arguing. It says, run, run. I argued, it's late. Why should I run? Da, da, da. That's your brain. That's your mind coming in and questioning. The first words, turn the wheel of the car, turn it. Anything that you hear that is, you're out and it's dark, you're getting maybe from your garage, or you're going, it says stay in your car. Stay in the car. Don't go until you get a go ahead. And there's so many stories. It's just fascinating how your intuition can help you. We were given free will, but intuition will lead us to the heights and save us from the depths. It is beyond AI. It is the true maker of miracles. I call it UI, universal intelligence, beyond artificial intelligence. It has the answer to everything. Everything, if you let yourself listen. And it's always the first answer. And then the mind starts to argue. We have a couple, no, we're at 1 o'clock. Oh my God. Because I was going to have you share when intuition had done something for you. And what I'd like you to do is go back in your mind and think about, make a note here to write down the number of times that you feel like you were guided by intuition or just a feeling, or you had an idea that came to you. And, you know, almost every person, no matter what you've been doing, you've used that intuition in some way. It might have brought you to your relationship. It might have guided you in some way, but pay attention to it. So my book is coming out on June 15th. I'm going to have it a pre-order, and I'd really appreciate if you guys would help. I'll have it, you know, inexpensive to buy it on Amazon. Would you, and then the question is, would you like to learn more about this power of wholeness in advanced classes? Is this something that you're ready to dive deeper into the mystery of how we create our reality? Because I have more to share if that's something of interest to you.
When will you post your link, Verlaine, to buy your book?
I will send it to you.
Okay.
I'll post it on GSFE website, Facebook page, and so forth. Thank you for that. Carol, is that something? Would you want to learn more if we had time, or if I set up something else? I can't hear you. It's mute. You're mute. Carol, you're mute.
Okay. No, I'm already involved in something similar.
Okay. Okay. Was this helpful for you, did you think?
Yeah, this was one. I love your process for merging the limiting beliefs with the positive goals.
Oh, good. Oh, good. I'm glad you like that. Randy, was it helpful? Whoops, another mute.
Of course, absolutely. Very helpful. Thank you.
Thank you. I know you're going to probably be using that in your teaching. It would be really, really helpful for people. You know, if we can change this thought, because wholeness is not just individually, it happens in our community. It can happen in our world if we can get a different viewpoint of these beliefs and how they're, well, right now that we're so divided in our country. I mean, it's just crazy, you know. So it'd be nice if we could bring more wholeness together. Angeline, how did you?
I think this is one thing to me. It's a very, very interesting, not just interesting, and open idea that I have to really follow. Number one, my intuition, because I'm a lot more on the other side, you know. So that's open. But another thing is for you, when you said, even though it's a negative, even though it's really bad, like, okay, health, okay, who doesn't want to be healthy, right? But then you have to really think about what is advantages of being ill or not healthy. I mean, when you ask that, people say, are you not? You know, why you don't want to be healthy? You see what I mean? So
Right.
it's just like having people to really think about the other side, even though we've been told, no, you don't even think that.
Exactly. And what it does is just creates a tremendous stress in our life. Yeah, it's much more difficult to live when you have this back and forth pulling inside of you. And then you keep trying to say, I am healthy, I am healthy, I am healthy. And the other side says, oh, just watch, just wait. And I'll take another vitamin, I'll be okay. You know, and then something happens, you know, and it's not revenge. It's not, but it's because that part that does not want to be healthy sees the advantage of stopping you from driving yourself so much, you know, usually, often that's the case. So yeah, I'm glad you got that, because that is just, it's so powerful to see that you have a way to shift that part of you with negotiation. You know, if you're negotiating with a part of you that believes something intensely enough to make you sick or have a bad accident, it's just incredible, you know. And yeah. All right, Joan, is she still here?
Hi,
Yeah,
I enjoyed your presentation. I actually have a book that will be coming out probably by the end of July. And the topic of that book is changing my thoughts and my words changed my world. And
wow.
I I met a woman when I just came to the Americas, and she gave me the principle of the vision board. That worked for me, and taught that to my son, and it has worked for him. So
Beautiful.
yes, it is a wonderful thing when you find it. And when I heard about it at first, I just decided to try. What would I get if I didn't try? I got a house that was specifically what I ordered by writing
Yay!
it down.
That
So
is so
yes,
wonderful.
this works. And Verlaine, I think I will just send my draft over to you and ask you if you could be a testimony to it.
Sure, why not? And I'll send
Yeah,
it to you. Send you
yeah,
mine.
yes. So send
Yeah,
your
I'd
link out and
love
I
to
will get
have
that book. Send your link out and I'll get your book.
yeah,
But
great.
right
And yeah,
now,
that would be nice to have you all,
it would be good for
write
us
up
to
something about.
collaborate at a certain point.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay. All right, my dears, I think I'm done.
Okay,
Okay.
thank you
Thank you
so
so
much.
Thank
much.
you.
And
Thank
I
you.
will stop.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye-bye.